So guys, I got 2 more videos to do, 1 or 2 depending on how bad this headache of mine gets. But let's jump into maybe the second last video for the day. Professor warns, Germany's welcome culture is over. People focus on resistance and national identity. I kind of like the sound of this. If this is where it's going to go, I like the sound of it. But let's jump into it. 2 professors have warned for the future as more Germans are radicalizing and that welcome culture is over. The professors made their statement after the vehicle attack on immigrants in Boschop and Essen on New Year's Day by radical German citizens. Radical patriots, depending on what you want to call them. Professor in criminology Hans de Swan warned that the welcome culture in Germany is over. According to Swinwin, the attack that injured 8 people can be related to the fact that Germans see migrants increasingly as a threat. I wonder why they see him as an increasing threat. Maybe it's because they are. But, you know, hey, Germany, how's your crime rate going since you've been taking all these migrants? But, you know, moving along. People are seeing, and then suddenly there is an outbreak. This is dangerous development, the criminologist says. And I would agree with him. Car bombings and stuff like that is not a good way to go. Sure, it does solve a problem, but it causes more problems than it's worth. Generally, I'm against... I've still got the end slide up. I'm against car bombings, okay? Car bombings are bad. You run the risk of getting people off your side, because you are then just as bad as the people you're trying to excise from your country. So, I would love other methods, like, for example, encouraging them to leave. But, yeah, that could be me being a conservative, so who knows. Swinwin himself has expressed such a case much earlier. Amok riots like those in Boschop and the attacks on refugee shelters in recent months are just the extreme tip of a more general development. He worries that this will continue, and I think he's right. That what you're seeing at the moment, these attacks, this is the spear, this is the tip of the extremism, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, not everybody is going to go to this extreme. Majority of people would be against using violence to make a point. If you have several people radicalizing, then at the end of the day, you have to worry about those who aren't radicalizing to that point. If there is such an extreme outcry on that side, it does make you wonder how many others are not leading to violence, but are sympathizing or understanding the violence. And that's where you get into a very murky territory. But anyway. The Professor Andrew Click, a conflict and violence researcher, says the people from the middle of society are increasingly radicalizing. People who previously had no connection to right-wing extremist ideology. The culprit had certainly been on the internet before his amok ride and was infected by a movement that believes that the country is alienated and the policy proves a loss of control. Well, I would say the policy does proves of a loss of control. But anyway, there is a growing mood in the population that speaks of national identity, resistance and control that you need to take back in your own hands. This self-empowerment of the citizen worries me very much, he says. Probably because he's worried that all these migrants are going to get killed. But anyway. Look, at the end of the day, guys, obviously for legal reasons, please do not go and blow people up with bombs. Okay? Look, like I said, by doing this, you run the risk of actually going through and converting people away from your movement, because you're no more radical than Islam, for example. But yeah, I'm for people having German pride. I'm for Australians having Australian pride. I'm for self-defense, for example. If a migrant comes at you with a knife, you should be able to shoot him. So look, at the end of the day, I think there is plenty of options where we can excise people from your country that are undesirables, so to speak, peacefully, maybe? I don't know. And this is sort of the bigger question too, is what do you do? For example, I saw a post today from Peter Sweden, where Sweden has taken over 1 million migrants. What do you do with 1 million migrants? Are you able to get rid of them all, or do you only get rid of a majority or a minority? You know, it sort of does make you wonder what sort of options there are for people who want to claim back their country, so to speak. And I can understand why people are going to this extreme. Their government doesn't seem to want to do anything, so it's up to them to do something. I really can't blame them for going down this path. I don't agree with it, but I understand the logic of it. But guys, let me know your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on these guys going through and attacking these migrants? Do you think at the end of the day that you can understand why they're doing it? Or do you think it's a bad optics? Do you reckon it will go through and actually cause more people to turn away from your movement? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If the video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.